StitchyTube, settle down and watch StitchyTube today or tomorrow. If you press pause, you can wait until tomorrow. Today's a good day though. Today is Saturday, the 10th of October, and I just realized that tomorrow's the 11th, which is Daryl Hall's birthday. Ask me how I know. I was a big fan. I am a big fan. Welcome to StitchyTube number 57. Lucky number 57. Here it is. It just seems like yesterday. You know, it does seem like yesterday. It's all a blur. This whole year is just one Groundhog Day after another, isn't it? Hey, I'm going to start with announcing the winners from last video, which was StitchyTube 56. Extrapolate that. The winners of the Harriet Salt and Hannah Pepper charts are Kathy Balcom. You won the Harriet Salt Sampler. And she said her favorite project is Baby It's Cold Outside. And the winner of the Pepper Sampler for Salt and Pepper is Lynn Etling. And her favorite piece that she's done, she said, was an old stamped sampler called The Chase. And thank you for participating, everybody. I think we had almost 600 comments, which is great. So for next time, the giveaway is your choice of fabric bundles by Moda on my website. This is one of my favorites right now. This is the new fig tree, Christmas figs, Fig Tree and Company. And you get this many fat quarters for finishing, quilting, making project bags, putting on a shelf and admiring longingly for several years before moving it, dusting underneath it, and admiring again. So you get to pick, though, any bundle that you want. It's a pretty nice value gift. And the question is, are you working on anything already for the Christmas holidays as far as stitching goes? Are you making an ornament right now for an exchange? Are you working on a Christmas piece to try to get it done in time? Or you're getting ready with a gift? Even if you say no, you're still entered. So that is for next time. And then I will announce your name if you're the winner. Pick randomly using the random comment generator. And I'll let you know, and then you just email me what you want, and I send it to you. Okay. It's been a while. I've been busy. It's been a busy couple months. I don't know how long it's been since I made a video, but it's been a while. Since then, so much has happened. I think just after I sent my last video through YouTube, I did the La-Di-Da I Don't Want to Belong to Another Club, and we sold 500 of those, and they are gone, but it may get released as a pattern or a kit in the future by Lori. Thanks to those who participated. Also had the Brenda Gervais Coming to America, and that was a ton of work. And Brenda, I can't even imagine how much work it was for you, because I only did, 600 and some, and she did a bunch. So I ordered 650 kits. I had 600 people pre-register, and then I had a couple of kind of late ads that I added to the list. I ordered extras because I just was nervous that, what if somebody thought they emailed me and they didn't? What if packages go missing? What if things are damaged in transit? I needed a buffer. And I did, even before they arrived, I think I sold another 30. But then I did have a number of people who didn't end up picking it up, or maybe they and a friend had each ordered one, and then one of them decided not to get it. So I'm down to the last, I think, 29 people who still have to receive their kit. The kit called for 40 count vintage country mocha fabric by Zweigert, which they were told well in advance to get the fabric ready, and the distributors knew, and I ordered my fabric way back in May. But this year has been so weird with coronavirus, and, then some factories have had to work in shifts because they can't have too many people in the building at a time. And obviously international shipping, there was a big, there were just some issues with that. And so really, the bolt is finally on its way to me. And so those of you who are waiting for those last kits that, for the fabric I've been waiting for since May, we're almost there. And I will end up with some extras, and those will get posted on my site. So there was that. I also was asked by the Sampler Guild of the Rockies to do a little thing for them. I kept postponing it. Business this year is up substantially up. We do in a day what I used to do in a week or so when I ran my business before. And Katie, my other employee, left right around the 1st of July. Graham is doing more with his fabrics right now, so I've been really working hard to get shipments out. And you know, where we were sometimes sending the same day, sometimes it's a couple of days before I can get the pile down. Actually, I think it was like a week ago or so, I got the pile down to the bottom, and all I had left was my problem bin. I have a problem bin, which is helpful for me. The way my website works, the inventories that are on there are what I actually have in stock. But sometimes we're learning the site lets us oversell, and it just is a volume issue. We talked to Wix, my web host, about it, and they said with some of the heavier volume shops, yes, it does have trouble keeping up with, you know, when people are buying the same thing maybe close together. So sometimes I have to email somebody and say, hey, we're out of that. I expect it in a week. Can you wait? Or sometimes somebody sends an email with theirs that says, hey, can you send me fabric for that too? Or they, you know, just might have another question. Sometimes people forget to write their address. So we have to contact them to get their address. So I have a little box full of things where it's just the problems. But anyway, beyond the problems, I got my pile all the way down to the bottom, which was, loved it. First time, and I don't know how long. I did take a week off, maybe like a month ago or so, where I shut the site down and people could fill their basket, they just couldn't check out. Because I needed a week to do things like design, catch up on paperwork, place orders, get things added to the website, put inventory away, do some organizing and cleaning. And so I shut the site down and people were sending me emails saying, hey, enjoy your break, enjoy your break, enjoy your break. And I was like, not a break, not a break. It's not a break. There aren't enough hours in the day. I will tell you, I do get emails. I am being careful to push back a little bit on it. And when I just feel like a little bit fried, I step back, I stitch a little, watch a little TV, or I play with the cats, whatever. So I am being better about it. Sundays, I pretty much don't work. I just do whatever I want to do on a Sunday, which is great. Saturdays, I typically work until maybe 2 o'clock. Today is Saturday and it's 12:48. So I'll work a little longer today, but that's okay. So I will show. I will show you. I talked about the Sampler Guild of the Rockies, and then I just frittered off into the nether regions. They asked me a long time ago to do a thing for their club, and it was remote, so we did kind of a Skype style or Zoom, just interview where I talked about samplers and the project that I created, and then they could ask questions. And they were a lovely, lovely group of ladies, for sure. And so they said, well, we don't need you to design something specifically for us, but could it be something where it's like not quite yet released or being released quickly, soon? And this is going to be released as a kit only through me. So it is going to be an I don't want to belong to another club kit as soon as the Weeks Dye Works get here. And I ordered enough, I think, to make 500 kits. So you're going to get fabric and the Weeks Dye Works and the pattern and instructions for making this project. Now, I sure want a sip of that Coke. Excuse me. I'm talking a mile a minute. I bought a sampler a year-ish ago, and I'll show it to you. I've got a whole bunch of stuff here that I'm going to show you today. I got a bunch. Bunch. And it has the Lord's Prayer on it. And I don't have a Lord's Prayer sampler. They're not uncommon, but they're not the most common. And so here it is, the Lord's Prayer. Whoop, we're going to do this. And I didn't pay much for it. I bought it on eBay, I believe. And I feel like I got kind of a steal on it. It's actually really pretty. And let me tell you, those two central bands, I was like, ooh, that is a side project to me. These bands here. And I thought they really had kind of a Blackbird Designs vibe to it. Can you see what I'm talking about? To me, I don't know if it was the colors or the motifs or whatever. But to me, this little basket is the A+ pupil of the group. I love that basket. So I am working on reproducing the entire thing, stitched by Sarah McGregor in the year we don't know. This is a vanity sampler. And sometimes ladies would go back to their samplers they stitched when they were a girl and pick out the year they finished it so that you couldn't use their age in that year to figure out how old they are now. And I'm pretty sure this is what happened because as you can see, the whole Lord's Prayer up there, perfectly readable, no missing stitches. And then if you look at her name on the bottom, Sarah McGregor ended this work December 29th, 18. Oh, there's even a hole. She picked so fervently there's a hole. When she was 10 years old. Oh, Sarah, it's okay. We all get old. Anyway, I thought that those bands were very pretty. So what I did is I created a create your own adventure chart, which you actually get with the chart pack in the kit. You get this area charted out with some small additions and adjustments by me. And then you can use those to make a project or two. Or you can stitch the whole thing together. So it came with the Weigert fabric and the Weeks Dye Works threads. And I used the top band to make this drum. And I think it turned out really pretty. Do a little Vanna rotate. Ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum. That's the Genie song, I guess. And there we go. And so then, because I said it was the A+ star of the show, I made this little scissor fob with that basket. Oh, I love it so much. And so that's what you get. That's what you get. And you can do, the thing is you can do the whole sampler by itself. You can choose the lower band. I added some extra girls to that and make a drum, or you could make a needle book out of motifs. It basically is the world is your oyster, if you like oysters. I don't want the world to be my oyster. Thank you. So there's that. That was something I did. I also was featured in the latest episode of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. Deb does like A++ quality work. The magazine is amazing. If you don't subscribe, you can buy it and past issues on my website under the books and magazines section. Let me see if I can find. I was a triple threat in this one. Oh, where am I? Here we go. An article about Shakespeare's Peddler. Look at how cool. So it's a 4-page article about me. And then I have a project in it that is this little pincushion. And I've had kits for sale on my site. I don't know if I have any left. I'm looking for more of these rusty mason jar lids. I sold a couple hundred kits with the Weeks, the fabric, and the rusty lid. So it is called Halloween Pennies, and that is, it comes with finishing instructions too. It actually is really finny. It was really easy to finish. And then I have been taking out full page ads. So if you open all the way to the back, you'll see me, kittenstitcher.com. Anyway, so that was another thing that I have. I also designed and finished a piece for the Christmas issue. I still need to get her the photographs and things like that. And what else did I do? I've been prepping for the Midwest Cross Stitch Retreat. I have a new logo. So that was another exciting thing I've done since last time. I think I did talk about it from New Studios. And he did a great job. I really, really like it. And here it is. This is the actual artwork. Look at how cool it is. Look at how cool it is. It's a cute little kitten stitcher. And I love the scissors. He painted them with silver thread and the needle also. Did he paint the... Oh, yeah, there's silver paint. And then he had lines in the hoop, and I was like, nope, it needs to be X's. So that's the Kitten Stitcher logo. And it's on like some kind of fiberboard, like a wood panel. And he actually carves it. I'm going to look and see if you can see some of the texture. When you see it like in person, it's very vibrant and like 3-dimensional and very, very cool. So we worked on it. I mean, he mainly worked on it, but I kind of led him to like, I wanted the face to be a little bit more like excited and not quite as derpy. And we played with colors a little bit, but I think he just really did a bang up job. I did buy the rights to the design. So this is officially my logo and I can produce it however I want. So I'm working on some different products. We have been putting stickers on packages that have the logo on it. And so that's my new Kitten Stitcher logo. Right there. It's heavy too. But I probably am going to hang it. I don't know. I got to hang it somewhere, I guess. And then I've had a bunch of people ask about shop or no shop. What are your plans for the shop or no shop? I'm going to have to run and get something in a minute. Okay, so here's the deal. Opening a shop is a huge commitment, financially and personally, because it's a little like having like a dog or a toddler at home that you have to make sure to like maintain. You can't neglect it, is what I'm saying. Don't neglect it. And financially, it's a big decision, because not only would I have to start paying rent every month and things like electricity and internet and phone and whatever, but also I'd have to outfit it with fixtures and more inventory. So it's not that I'm not doing it. I just want to wait until after the U.S. election in November to just kind of see how the economy does. I'm not predicting one way or another, but I want to make sure, just since this year has been so crazy, that I don't make any decisions that have a lasting impact into the 3 to 5 years that the places I'm looking at have told me I would need to commit to. And then we'll decide. My husband and I are also just kind of deciding like what we want to do with the next 10 to 15 years of our lives. So it's just on hold. It's not a no. Hey, Ty and Ruby, they've been kind of at it since last night. I think they want to be in the same place. So shop versus no shop, don't know. It's not a no. It's a, hey, let's just hang in there and see how it goes. It is awfully nice to just roll out of bed in the morning and walk so ever many yards to work. The problem continues to be that I work until too late at night. I know there was a week, I think before I closed the site down for a week, that I was packing orders until midnight to 2 in the morning. And I was like, this is not okay. So, so then the result of that is I either have to hire help or I got to figure out a way to, I don't think I can streamline it any more than I have it. We are very time efficient, but business continues just to be really good. And so that's a great thing. And it's nice because it gives me options as far as like how to do things. So that's kind of what I've been up to. I have a number of things coming up in November now that I'm going to go to the Midwest Cross Stitchers Retreat. So they're going to have fun projects to work on. And I'm also taking a shop for them to shop in. And so we're excited about that. It is a half size retreat. About half the people said, ooh, I don't want to travel or risk, just kind of being in a group. We are going to practice obviously good hygiene and social distancing and wearing masks and things at the retreat. But totally understandable that this year just may not be a great year for traveling. Those people are going to be able to purchase the kits from the retreat if they canceled. And hopefully they'll just be able to come next time. It is awfully fun. So I've got that the first weekend in November. And then I've got a trip to go see my parents. And my brother and sister are going to go too. My dad has Alzheimer's, and he's not, he's suffering the effects of Alzheimer's. And so it's really still super fun to talk to him. And I call a couple times a week. And, it's kind of close to the holidays. So my brother, my sister, and I decided that we were going to go take a visit to go see them. They've been kind of cooped up since March. And spend some time together as a family. I was saying it's weird because this will be like the first time that it's just the 5 of us since like I was 18. Because I started dating my husband when I was 18, and then you just start adding people, right? We had a baby when we were 21 and another one when we were 26. And then, then my brother got married and he had kids, and my sister got married and she had kids. And so it's going to be a little bit weird. It's going to be a little bit weird, probably. But it'll be very nice too. And I can fly there directly from Gulfport. So I'm going to drive down to Gulfport, take a direct flight to Charlotte, and then go see my folks. And then for Thanksgiving, Harrison is coming with his girlfriend, Ash. And that's going to also be great. We are really looking forward to meeting her. She seems very nice. We've gotten to speak with her online. And he'll tell us, obviously, how grad school is going, which is great. He's working in a hospital doing counseling for elderly patients, and he said it's very interesting. He enjoys it a lot, and he's learning a ton. So that's going to be nice to have him. And then he's coming back for Christmas, and Ash is going to go to her parents' house, and then he's going to fly from here after Christmas to see her parents in Pennsylvania. So that's I'm really looking forward to having a double helping of Harrison. I've really been missing him lately. We haven't seen him since last Christmas, and so it just seems like it's been such a long time. We do get to talk to him online, face to face, and I talk to him on the phone regularly. But I just miss seeing him. I just miss him. Okay, we're already on page 2. I went to go put some makeup on for you guys because I was feeling kind of uneven today. But the bathroom was occupied. My husband was taking a shower, and I was like, you know what? You guys don't care. What am I all into this week or just generally? I am not into my pinky. I'm angry at my pinky because it's now a bent pinky. I went to see my rheumatologist and I was like, hey, and he goes, yeah, you're 50. That happens. Those last about 50 years and then they start. So this is a permanent angle now. Obtuse, I think, right? Not super happy about it. They did test me for rheumatoid arthritis and that came back negative. So it's just, I'm going to have curly hands. My dad has suffered from arthritis and his mom also did too. And I do have aches and pains and I have a problem with inflammation anyway. Okay, so I'm not all into that. But I am a little because it's kind of cool to get older. I have a few silver hairs now and I'm like, yeah, I dig that. I dig it. What are you going to do? I am into YouTube Premium. I have noticed that there get to be more and more ads on YouTube. And when I make my videos, so you're able to, when you post a video, to say, I want, no ads, or then you can choose different kinds of ads. Like you can choose the ad where it pops up a little box here and, you can click on it. Or then there may be ads like on the screen that pop up. And then there are you can do non-skippable ads or skippable ads. I do skippable ads. But I have noticed that now sometimes you're getting double ads. Like you're getting back-to-back ads at the start of a video. And sometimes the ad is like 6 minutes. And it's like, I don't want to watch a 6-minute ad about herbal supplements. I just don't. I'm always happy to watch the first 30 seconds of somebody's ad when they have it because that gives them a little kick, I think you get, 2 or 3 cents or whatever. And, but when it's just a long ad, I'd like to skip it, but a lot of times I'm sitting in the chair and I'm stitching and I have 2 cats on my lap. So then it's just like, okay, get out of the chair, skip the ad, skip the second ad, whatever. So I bought YouTube Premium and it's not that expensive. I don't remember what the rate is. I want to say it's less than $10 a month, but it's like driving on the interstate with no cars. It's just easy sailing. And I think the people who would have ads get a little kickback from Premium. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. I might look it up and then put something here. So I'm into YouTube Premium. I'm into Giardelli Intense Dark Raspberry Radiance. I like to have a bite of chocolate in the afternoon, about 2 or 3 o'clock. It's like, oh, I just need a little piece of chocolate. This is delicious. We, in this household, really like chocolate and raspberry as a flavor combo. And this is dark chocolate, which I prefer, but it's creamy. So I don't know what kind of fairy magic they have to put into this, but they're really good. And sometimes you just need like it's just a wafer thin piece of chocolate. Just a little bite, just one bite. I'm all into In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. I read it before. It's a story about a multiple murder in Kansas back when it was written in the late 50s, I want to say. And it's very well written, obviously. Because I think it won the Pulitzer Prize. I haven't seen the movie yet. I know they made a movie about it, and I think I would like to see if I can find that to watch it. But it's just a very good read. I had it on my shelf, and sometimes you're looking for something to read and you're like, I'm gonna reread that, because you do forget, especially when you get old and you get bendy fingers. So I'm into Taking Zero, Outside. He's back there. I don't know, he can't spell. The weather's been much nicer lately. It's not so humid, it's a little breezy, and So I take him out in the grass. I throw pine cones and he'll chase them, or we walk to the mailbox together. And he's I think he's like 8-ish now. So he doesn't run away. I would never leave him outside alone because there just are too many dogs in the neighborhood. But he gets so happy when we go outside together. He gets very, very lovey-dovey. And then sometimes he'll run to the door and then just scratch at it. Like if he scratches long enough, he can create a hole. Right, Z? Z. See, he knows that. Zika virus. Yep, he does. Hey, what you doing? He's so cute. I'm all into, bubble wrap from U-Haul. So with the Brenda G kits, they came in boxes. And you had to build the box. And then that box needed to go in a box to be shipped. And I was like, how am I going to efficiently wrap these in such a way that they don't get crushed? And I was like, I need bubble wrap. And I went to Sam's Club. They didn't have any. I went to see if I could order it from Sam's Club. I couldn't. They were out. And then I started looking online. I get a lot of my mailing supplies from Paper Mart, and it was very expensive to ship it because the boxes are so big. It doesn't weigh very much, but it's just a big package. And then I tried like Uline, and I was like, where am I going to get bubble wrap? And then I was like, U-Haul. So I went to our local U-Haul, and I bought a few boxes. And the nice thing is, it was the big bubble wrap. So you don't have to use as many feet to get something really, padded. And I think I bought 3 boxes at the first place. And then I bought 3 boxes again at a different U-Haul in town. And then I was like, I wonder if you can order it online. You can, and it's free shipping. So it was $20 for a huge box of bubble wrap. And I ordered, I think, 10 more boxes, and we went through those. And I've got I've got 4 more boxes now. I ordered 4 more boxes this week, but I'm using it now for orders. And I save bubble wrap and tissue and like packing paper from when I get things from the distributors. So I do reduce, reuse, recycle. I reduce and reuse for sure. And boxes and things too, we reuse. And I even sometimes will reuse a bubble mailer if it's in good shape and, it's the right size and everything. So we do that as much as we can. But that bubble wrap, if you're looking for it, the free shipping to me was the kicker, because trying to get those huge boxes from some of the people that sell packing supplies. And, I think they're, for U-Haul, it's like people think of U-Haul as like, it's for when you're moving. You can buy boxes from them too. So it just was really handy. But even if you have just a local U-Haul, the price online was the same price as in the store. It just was more convenient for me to have them delivered here because the boxes are so big and my car is little. Oh, Sally Maver. I'm into Sally Maver. Where'd she go? Okay, so some years ago, I found some books on Amazon. I want to say children's books. And I thought they were so cool and a really great style. And I think I maybe have talked about her like way back before there were even 10 StitchyTubes, I think. Anyway, I think she came out with a new book. I bought it on her Etsy store. And so it's the words are by Rebecca Bond, but the artwork is by Sally Maver. And she has this is all needlework. And it's kind of in a way like stump work. She uses bits and pieces of fabrics and buttons and wires and acorn tops and whatever to do her artwork. And I'll kind of do it close up here for you. So the artwork is, if you're a needleworker, they're really neat. They're fun to look through. And it's obviously not what we do. It's not cross stitch, but we did our embroiderers guild ended up having her come in for a class. And I actually drove Sally Maver around town. So here you can see, but she uses stitches that you'll recognize. And they're just beautiful books. So she's got a bunch. And you can find Sally Maver, Mavor, on Etsy. And she has her artwork. You can buy I think cards and things like that. And you can buy little posters. And then you can buy her books. And she actually autographed this one. So if you buy this through her Etsy store, she'll autograph it for you, which is really cool. But Christmas is coming up. And if you have little people in your life that, would enjoy a book like this, or even you, I collect these. So I think I have almost all her books. I think I didn't get her board books. She had a few board books like for toddlers, but I just think she's extremely talented, and I was happy to see that she had something new. She's very, very, very nice. very earthy. And it was neat when she came to teach us, she brought her art, some of her illustrations with her, and they're very three-dimensional. And she has a really cool book called The Hollyhock Wall, and it's about, I think it's called The Hollyhock Wall, and it's about a girl who has a little like plant in a planter that's got like a little stream running through it with little ceramic fish and a little boy fishing off a bridge, and she imagines herself, or actually does, jump into the bowl and play with him. And it just, her stuff is just really, really cool. I think not all of it is still in print, but you can find it used for very reasonable prices. And it's just very cheerful, very expertly done, a lot of just creative imagination in that. And really, really like Sally Maver. And that's what I'm all into this week. And, okay, I'm tiring myself out. I had a release this week also. I was going to... Oh, that's what I have to go get. I know right where it's at. I'm going to leave you. I'll be right back. I'm almost there. I'm walking between all the boxes. All the boxes. My house is full of boxes. I have a new reproduction sampler that I released yesterday. And so it's on my site now. And you can order it as a download. And then you can buy it with a black and white chart or with a color chart. And this is the first time I'm trying color charts. Since I have a new printer and I'm on a program, my color copy prices have gone way down. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to try this, kind of like what Brenda G does. And she does full color patterns, I think, exclusively. I'm going to try it where there's options. So the download comes with a color copy and a black and white copy, so you can print off whichever format you like. I know some people like, Graham said, well, why would anybody want a black and white chart? And I said, actually, a lot of people prefer black and white charts because they like to highlight as they go, or maybe they want to make a working copy so they don't ruin the original and they don't want to use up ink on their printer. So there are reasons that people like black and white charts. But I'm making color charts too, so you can order that through me, and shops have the option to contact me directly to buy the wholesale full color charts. And the way that I'm doing it is on the back, there's a little place where it says color chart. And then if it doesn't say color chart, it's just a black and white chart. The original sampler is here, and it's by Martha Mulder in 1859. And it's not very big. I mean, it's not a huge sampler. I think the stitch count was like 200 up and down and like 270 side to side, something like that. And I found this on eBay. I didn't spend a lot of money on it. It was under $200. I want to say it was like $180, and it might have been a buy it now. And I was just really enamored with this little sampler for a couple of reasons. Number one, the house. That house is so cool. It's pink and chocolate colored. And so it kind of reminded me of like a chocolate store where you'd go buy a box of chocolates in a wrapper, you know, with pink bow. And then there's no alphabet, and there's no verse, and there's no over one. It's all cross stitching. So I was like, this is pretty appealing as a project. Sometimes you just don't want to think that hard when you're stitching. It's pretty matchy-matchy. You know, typically I don't like things that are matchy-matchy as far as like a, you know, mirror image from, you know, the center out. But the birds are different, and it's got a couple of little butterflies at the top. There's blue here and there. And I love these spindly trees. You never go wrong with a strawberry border. To me, it's like the quintessential, love strawberry borders. And especially kind of faded ones. So that's the original. And then here is the model. It's so cute. It turned out really, really nice. This is on 40 count. It is bigger. So here's the original. And then this is on 40 count. So if you wanted it closer to the original size, you'd probably have to go for like a 46 count over 2. And I did dumb down the pink just a smidgy. I think it's Sanguine. So this is done in Weeks Dye Works and one DMC or Anchor Floss color that I just couldn't find that I liked. And so it's less expensive as a project than if you were going to do it in silks. I did not chart it for silks. I charted it for weeks, and there's a conversion to DMC. And I am making thread packs. I do have some fabric, which is 40 count Dirty U, EWE, by Dames of the Needle. And then I have more on the way in different counts as well. So I will have thread packs at some point. I'm just waiting for the threads to get here from Weeks, and I don't have a date on that. But the chart's available now. I think it turned out really cute, and it's very nice. It's a very nice sampler. So that's another thing that I've been doing. Okay, my list of 10. I just was looking because I'm missing a call right now, and I don't recognize the number. I'm sure they'll leave a message. Okay. A list of 10 projects that are almost there. I have been, like I said, doing a better job of, just like trying not to work myself into the ground. And so I have been doing some stitching in the evenings. There'll be a point where I literally sometimes say out loud, Teresa, stop working. That's enough. And I sit and stitch. Give myself permission. Oh, and I have a couple things that I finished. So let's actually start with these. Let's start with these. And this is since the first of the year. This isn't like in the last week or whatever. Some of these are more recent. When I went to the frame shop to get a frame for Martha, I came 5 minutes before they closed. I really wanted to get my order in because I knew that I would have it within 36 hours if I'd made it that day. So I picked out one frame, and then when I went back to pick it up this week, I picked out frames for other projects. And so this was one, and this was a Brenda Gervais kit that I got at Stitchville in Minnesota. And I stitched it instead of the fabric that came with it, I stitched it on a spare piece of just fabric I had in my kind of cut fabric bin bag that I have here. And it's not available as a chart. It was available as a limited edition kit. I don't know where you can find one. I don't know. Sorry. Why did I stitch it in the middle of such a big piece of fabric? I never do that. But it's very, very pretty. And so I picked a little frame out for that. I even ironed it for you guys. This is one I finished recently. It's called Hopeful by Kathy Barrick of Carriage House Samplings. So this is an older chart. And it was one that I always wanted to do. And then I think I started it for Stitch Mania a couple of years ago. And I put it down because I think I stitched the cow in the wrong place. And I wasn't going to give him a wagon. And I think I talked about it on a video a long time ago that I was going to leave it where he just wouldn't have a wagon because it was Sunday and he wasn't working that day. But you know what? I decided I liked the wagon and I picked the stupid cow out and I restitched it. But it's a pretty fun little sampler. It was fun to do. Again, this was just on a scrap piece of linen in my linen bag. I think it was probably a piece of Lakeside Linens, maybe Meadow Rue or something like that. It wasn't what was called for. But I did that one in the silks and it's very pretty. So I picked a frame out for that. I forgot to take this one, so when I go pick up the frames for those, I'm going to pick up the frame for this, which is Rejoice Always by Lottie Da. Again, I think this was a scrap piece of fabric. And it was stitched in just 4 colors, I think, of overdyed threads. And I think I substituted in one of them as a Victorian motto. I belong to her thread club. And so that was that, and that's really pretty. I really like that one. Because I'm thinking if I open a shop, I got to have models, right? I have some still, but some you can't get the charts anymore, and some I sold and whatever. And then this one I stitched, and this one is called the New England Sampler by the Scarlet Letter. And this was one where I live in a needlework store. I literally do. I have 5,000 products in that room. So if I get a wild hair, I just go shopping in my shop. Anyway, I was packing orders, and I have 2 drawers of Scarlet Letter charts. And so I was flipping through to pick an order, and I went, whoa, wait a minute, I don't remember that one. And of course, I have it on my site. It's not one that I sell a ton of. The photograph on the front is not great. But I've always wanted to stitch a sampler on this color green. This was Lakeside Linens. I had a piece in my stash, and it's called like slate green or something. It's a double dyed fabric, and I had it from back when I had my shop. and it's 40 count. And they used to have a fabric that was this green color, and they called it Linsey Woolsey because it was half linen, half wool, the warp and the weft. So anyway, I did this reproduction on this fabric, and I used exclusively Victorian motto threads. I don't know which ones, and I've already put them away, sorry. But I just basically like held my DMC up to my ring of flosses and found ones that were close. And it was fun to do. It was fun to do. And it has eyelet stitches and four-sided stitches. And is it rice? Is there rice? Yeah, and rice stitches. So there were 3 different kinds of specialty stitches on it, which I groove about that. I get my groove on. But then I have a number of pieces that are almost there. And to me, it's not my favorite thing to start projects. I really like when I'm in a project and I'm seeing progress. It just feels, when you have so much blank canvas, blank linen, and then you're putting in those first couple stitches, you're like, this is going to take forever. And it's not that I race to the finish. For some reason, I just really enjoy working on something that I have already been working on for a while. So these are in no particular order. I did make a list. I only ironed one because I was like, I'm not ironing 10 things for you people. You can have one. So this is Mary Bars by Stacy Nash. Let's see how far back I need to come. So there's where I'm at. And I've made a bunch of progress on it. I've got roughly a side and a little bit. I'm almost to the end of that open side over here. And this week I've been working on the grass. There's a lot of stitching in that grass. There's sheep down there. But it's very pretty. And the motifs are nice. It's in Weeks Dye Works, which is what I'm stitching it in. And I'm stitching it on a piece of alabaster linen by R&R Reproductions. Again, that was something I had in my stash from a while back. I think earlier this year or late last year I was able to get alabaster for a while, and I just haven't seen it anytime recently. It has a pinkish cast to it, and it's really nice with those greens. The Hannah Pepper sampler, I'm pretty sure I showed you guys maybe last time even, but I'm going to show it again because it is one of my I'm almost there pieces. It's all wonky. Is it? It's got a needle in it somewhere. It's got a needle in it. I got a needle in it. And this one, I mean, I am getting close. Can you see what I'm avoiding? I'm avoiding doing another verse over one thread on 40 count. I love the way they look when they're stitched over one on 40 count, but I do full crosses. And so it's not super fun. That is one of the few times, I gotta make sure not to lose my needle. That's one of the few times that I will break out my Q-snaps. And I pop my piece in there and I make pretty little over one stitches on 40 count. That's what I do. So that's that. And that was in an issue of Fine Lines magazine. And then, okay, this one is, some of these I'm pulling out of project bags. I didn't have that many. I have finished a lot of I ought to start something new, is what I'm saying. So this one is called Salem. Well, am I not going to have a picture of it? What? Well, it's a good thing I'm almost done because I don't know where my picture of it went. But this is, I think, called Salem Village by Not Forgotten Farm. And I'm just doing it in DMC in a piece of fabric I dyed. And I think it's really pretty. Yep, it's just in regular floss. And I know I took that one along and worked on it at the Midwest Cross Stitchers Retreat last year. I got my DMC and I got a spooky bag. So it's all good. All right, what else do I have that's almost there? Oh, okay, this one is A Cenith Whitcomb by Carriage House Samplings. And this one I started quite a while ago. And it's just a lot of letters. And you can see, does she carry her thread letter to letter? Of course I do. I'm Teresa. That's what I do. Oh, it looks like I started off better than I whatever. I'm doing my best. Not really. So that one is really, that's all it is just letters and numbers and letters and numbers and letters and numbers. And I don't know why, I just really like this one. She stitched the original, or the original was stitched in blue, Belle Soie. But I just wanted to do it in black. I really like black Alphabet Sun tannish fabric. It's my jam. That's my raspberry jam. But I got all these, I get pretty project bags as gifts sometimes, and this was a gift. It's very feminine and pretty. Okay, this one is another one from Sampler and Antique Needlework Quarterly. And this was one, I think I was trying to remember like an antique sampler that I saw in one of my magazines. And so I was flipping through a whole bunch of issues trying to find it. And so the cover is the model. And to me, I don't enjoy that color combination myself. I just don't. I like things to look muted. So it wasn't a project I ever really considered, but as I was flipping through this magazine, this issue is spring of 2009. I saw the original, which looks like this, which I did like. I do like that color scheme. And I liked that there's just like a tiny little dog here. And it's not matchy-matchy, right? And so I started it in my own... Oh, do I not have any of the threads with it? Well, who knows how I'm ever going to finish stitching this. I'm going to have to figure it out. And that's what I've got done. And here, you can see a darker green. I was trying to figure out which greens to use. And as I stitched, and I was like, nope, that's not it. I just switched because that's what girls would do back then. They would just change. They would just change it up, which is what I did. Well, I hope I have those written down somewhere. I'm sure I do. Or I don't. I'm sure I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm sure about. This one is so close. This one is called Sampler Sisters of the Thread. I've got a needle in this one too. Very, very close. So this one was by Lisa Roswell of Primitive Needle. She is no longer with us, and she was a lovely, lovely person. Very nice. And I started that one a long time ago. I wish I had more of her charts. I had a few in my stash, and she passed away, and I kind of sold what was left, and then I was like, hey, I didn't get very many. But this is what that one looks like. And you see this sometimes on eBay. They're very expensive if you find them. So anyway, I'm right down to the bottom here. And then you got to put initials of friends of yours and stuff. So I got to just make sure I have enough friends. Maybe I'm waiting to make enough friends to fill the bottom up or something. I don't know. And that one is stitched, I think I'm stitching it on, I don't know what that is. What is that? I don't know. I honestly don't know. It was a piece of something I had from somewhere. This one I've been working on off and on, mostly off for the last number of years. This is Quaker Stocking by Kathy Barrick, again, of Carriage House Samplings. And I'm stitching it over one thread in silk. And I'm down to the toe. Like I'm almost there. And so that one looks like, you can do it in brown or blue. And I did the over one I'm doing in blue. And she has a series of these stockings that are on my site. And you can get them through Carriage House Samplings too. And I love all the stockings. There's a Noah's Ark stocking that's really cool. There's like an alphabet stocking. There's one called The Virtuous Woman. There's one that's called like Truth and Virtue. And then there's one that's a sampler stocking. They're basically non-Christmas stockings. So they're not for Christmas necessarily. And they're a very skinny, long shape. And they're really, really neat pieces. And I would like to do some of the others. But there's really no excuse for just not knocking this out. This would be just like, it'd be so quick. Why do I not finish it? It's so close. This is maybe motivating for me to take a look at these. And I think I've shown this one pretty recently. This is the Anne Grimshaw Sampler. I sell a lot of this one on my site. I used it in my ad in Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher recently. And I am really close on this one. Oh, how pretty is it? How pretty is it? 10. It is a 10 pretty. I'm down to the bottom pretty much. So see where those motifs are on the right and left at the bottom? Then there's just a bottom row across there and a little bit more of alphabets. And then it's done. And it's really pretty. And this one's been fun to do. I'd like to start another Quaker when I'm done with that one. It's really fun to do. And I feel like everybody should have a one color project, you know, whether it's modern or reproduction, because it's so nice to just sit and stitch and watch TV or whatever and not really worry about switching colors, you know. And so this is what I've got left of my silk, and I feel like it will be enough to get me through. I bought it as a kit a long time ago at the Scarlet Letter, and I think she still sells it, and you might even still be able to get it as a kit. It came with a hank and a half of black, just a Veriswap, just black Veriswap. I do have people who buy this chart, and then they get like antique black Gloriana, or there are a few blacks in the silks that I carry, and they get those. I really just like it in just the plain black on a coffee dyed fabric, and I'm really gonna enjoy that one when it's done. Looking forward to it. And I don't know, to me, getting in the home stretch is just like I just start, you know, just urging my horse forward. Let's go, let's go. This one I started a while back. It's called Garden Vegetables, I think, by Kathy Barrick again. I have so many Kathy Barrick pieces I need to finish. And this is a great sampler if you love stitching letters and numbers, which I do. And so what's on this side is a mirror image of this side. So I don't have that much left. It's I can show you what it'll look like when it's done. I don't know what I stitched it on. Oh, I do. I think it was a Victorian motto, like Fabric of the Month Club fabric. So that's what it looks like when it's done. And it's basically when to plant your vegetables, and how far apart and how deep and how many days it takes for them to germinate and all of that. And which month to plant them in. And so I just think, do I garden? No, I don't. There was a verse once I read about my garden being on my fabric. You know what I mean? That you're sowing seeds on your fabric and you'll have pretty flowers and veggies there, but not so much outside. Okay, this is the last one. Oh, right. Ida Nolt by Tracy Riffle, the one and only. And this chart is available again. And I had this in my stash from back when I had a shop. And I just love it. And I want to say she says that it's taken from like a hooked rug design. But I really just have the border. I think the inside I'm pretty much done with. And I stitched this in the silks that it calls for on a piece of silk weaver linen I had from way back. From way on back. And let me see if I can find the cover for you. So here's Ida Nolt. And that's what it'll look like all done. But I have this chart on my site for sale. And it's just very cheerful and folk arty. And I love that. That is my list of 10 projects that are almost there. They just are sitting and waiting so patiently in their respective little holders. And I don't know how I decide to work on what I work on. I just feel it in my bones. I look through my little project box here on the floor. And it's like, well, what do I want to do? I don't know. Okay. I feel like one of those shed it in my mouth. Did I lick it? I don't know. Actually, you know, I didn't prepare like a stash flash this time. I've just really been working mainly, but I do keep an eye on samplers, and I've bought a few recently. This is one that I showed the group last week, and I bought it on I bought this on eBay. And this is kind of a wow sampler. It's in great condition. It has the original glass, I believe. And I don't know if the frame is original, but it looks very old. And the colors are in great shape, and the stitching itself is in great shape. There's hardly any loss, even though it's pretty old. And so here it is here. And I'm gonna like just tip it to the side so you can see a little bit better. We're getting a little bit of reflexion. But look at these pansies, are so pretty. And the bright red and blue and yellow. And then the house is really cool because it's cross-stitched, but then the bricks are made out of horizontal satin stitches across it. So it's not padded per se. It's not like a padded stitch, but it is a satin stitch on top of cross-stitching. And the little checkered entrance to the door, I love that. And these baskets of flowers are real pretty too. But look at that border. It's very cheerful. I like borders where, now this one is matchy-matchy in terms of the shape of the flowers, but the colors change, which I like. She did a great job. What was her name? Sarah. Sarah Hatton. She was Sarah Hatton. And then I have one more here, I guess, that I'll show you too. I bought this on eBay also, and I got kind of a bang-up deal on it. I have an idea for this one. Something interesting to do with it. It is just a marking sampler. The little star shapes that you see in the border are made from queen stitches. Although you wouldn't have to, you could cross stitch them too. But there's also rice stitches in here, and I think Algerian eyes, right? So there's 4-sided stitches, cross stitches, Algerian eyes, and some rice stitching too. So it's neat. It's neat. It's a pretty big marking sampler. Okay, so we're gonna end up with Ruby sitting right in front of me. She's been really all up in my business lately. She just, you just want to help. If she could work, I would totally put her to work. You got fuzz on me now. Okay, so the first thing is, you guys haven't really been able to see it, is my t-shirt. My new Kitten Stitcher logo t-shirt. And I've had t-shirts made. They are the same material as the t-shirts I made last year around Galleria time, and I do still have some of those left. But they're very, they're thinner and soft, but they're a blend. They don't pill. They wash up great. They're super comfy. They're true to size. They are more of like it's called a unisex t-shirt. I feel like they are great for women's shirts because the sleeves are not too short. I don't love it cap sleeves or like when they're super short to the waist. These are a little bit longer and they're true to size. And they're very, very comfortable. Last year at Galleria, people came and bought like one t-shirt on the first day, and then they came back the next day and bought the other one because they were like, this t-shirt is super comfy. And I have them in many sizes, I think small to XXX. And it is the Kitten Stitcher logo. They were screen printed, and I think they turned out really great. I had them done locally to support my local business, and I have those available in my shop right now. And let's see, I also have, I'll do this next. So this was a Moda product that I was like, I wonder if people want this. They do. It is, and I sell it hand dyed by Dames of the Needle and Lady Dot, where it's kind of looks aged, but I can get whole rolls of this. And it's a cotton twill tape that's printed to look like a measuring tape. People use it for finishing and crafting and things like that. You can buy it from me by the foot. No, wait, by the yard. By the foot would be ridiculous. I think it's like 60 cents a yard. But if you buy 25, you get a whole roll just like this. And it doesn't end up being that much. It's like whatever 60 cents times 25 yards is. And so I sold a ton of it, and I just got another big stack of it. And then the other thing, kind of itchy nose today. I feel like it's the fall. Dust is in my nose. I showed this, I think, a while back, these notebooks that I had printed, and they're very nice. It's 80 pages of lined pages. I could get them blank, but I feel like people like lines. And so Gloriana Silks was my first one, and it sold really well. So I did another one, and this one has been the runaway bestseller, which is that shot from my ad, and it's the Anne Grimshaw chart. And again, it's the same 80-page notebook with spiral binding. And then I just got a new design, which is a stack of X-Jude linens. So it's kind of like a stitcher's dream stack of linen. Can you imagine if you just had this? I do, actually. I don't, though, because I send it all to you guys. But that's design number 3. So all 3 designs of notebooks are available on my website. They sell for $8.50 a piece. I've had people buy up to 20 at a time. And I think they give them out like at retreats to friends and stuff like this. But anyway, they were really fun to make, and I have another design already in mind, and it's fun. It's fun to be able to do stuff like that. It wasn't really ever anything I did before when I ran my business, but there just are so many things more that are available now for me to do, and basically, I create them. The photographs are just from my iPhone, believe it or not. And I play with them on my computer to kind of edit them, sharpen them up, adjust the color, that kind of thing. And then I just design it on the Vistaprint website and order them, and they come to my door. And I'm sure my UPS man, I talked to my FedEx guy this week, And those guys are always like, what are you doing in there? Because they bring me just huge stacks of boxes. But I think they get pretty sick of me. I don't know. I don't know how many people are doing what I'm doing. I go to the post office sometimes, especially with the Brenda G Coming to America series. Like I said before, they had to come in boxes. They had to go out in boxes, which obviously a box takes up a lot more room than a bubble mailer or a flat mailer, which is mostly what we do. Usually if people are ordering, just fabric and, a few threads and some charts, that all goes in a bubble mailer with a piece of cardboard. And when we were having to do the, 600 boxes to go out, and they didn't all get done in a day, but basically I never got to the point where I was also carrying mail on my lap, but there were times that my car was stuffed to the rafters and also the front seat. And so I got done at the post office one day, and, they're like, do you need a hamper? And I say, yes, a big one. And they're like, the biggest one? I'm like, mm-hmm. So there was a guy coming out of the post office one day, and he said, what do you do? And he was on his phone even. He goes, hang on just a second. What do you do? And I said, well, I sell needlework supplies online. You do? He thought it was so interesting. But it's a ton. It's a ton of stuff. And I didn't really realize, like, when Brenda sent me all of the shipments with the boxes flat. So I had to build all the boxes. And it's not that it was hard work. They were pretty easy to put together. It's just that there were 650 of them. And so we'd kind of do a box at a time, get them all popped open and put together. And she had everything very nicely packaged inside plastic. So all we had to do was cut fabric, make thread packs, get it together, bubble wrap it, box it, create a label. It was still a lot. I ended up going to bed really tired some of those nights. And it wasn't like it was strenuous. It was just, I don't know, it was just different in some way. So I'm sure she did just a great job on it, and people were so excited to get it. And I haven't even had time to go look and see, if people are stitching it. I was talking to Farm Girl recently, and she was saying, oh yeah, you just haven't been around on social media much. And I was like, if I go on social media, it's like there's an avalanche of orders. And I just never really, the past couple months, it's been hard to just get on top of it all. And the last 2 weeks or so, I felt so much better because I feel so much more caught up, and I feel like things are back kind of under control. It's still very busy, but it's under control busy, which is better than just, basically like all hands on deck, right, Ruby? And anyway, so that's it for today. It's been an hour now. It's 1:43, and what I'll do now is edit the video and get it together and upload it. I am excited to say that our neighborhood is getting fiber optic internet soon. We're already signed up, and so I was joking this week that I'm just gonna make a video and post it every day because it's gonna take like 2 minutes to upload, and I'm gonna just be like, I don't have anything to say today, but you guys can watch me pay bills, and then just be like licking stamps. It'll be much faster to upload videos. It's still a lengthy process to shoot them and edit them, but it'll be nice to have really fast internet. Graham is still, moving towards moving out to Topeka. His friends are there already now. His best friend Braxton is in the police academy now. He just finished his criminal justice degree, and so Graham will be moving sometime soonish, but not before the end of the year. He's decided for sure to stay through the holidays. I'm crossing my fingers he stays through market. But we'll, whatever he wants to do is what's best for him, and that's what we want. So I hope you guys are getting some stitching done and having a lovely fall so far. It's just the best time of the year. October in Mississippi it's almost worth all the hot weather. It's just so nice not to be living in air conditioning anymore. We open up the windows. I light a candle. I was talking about I can start using my Nespresso maker again because I don't want to drink hot coffee in the summer. So it's just, I feel very cheerful and happy this week, and that's a good thing. I will talk to you guys hopefully sooner rather than later. Thanks for hanging around. Bye-bye.